The following program is closed captioned for the thinking impaired.
Did to lose a few pounds. Tight pants, cause I'm getting round. Got a big fat booty and big old thighs. Points on the scale, going way up high. Scale's going high. Maybe all the corn chips, how it got so heavy. Some folks confuse me with my 60 Chevy. But I'm working out at the gym and I'm paying my dues. I'm working on my man boobs. Trying to get rid of these awkward, lumpy dudes. I'm working on my man boobs. But it's dinner time. Sweet dinner time. We weren't in shape, or no far from it. My self-esteem continues to plummet. We were just young and hungry and bored, living by the fork. And I only sit where it's nice and shady. Sometimes young kids, they call me lady. And I go to the pool, get my feelings hurt, 'cause I'm wearing a shirt. But I'm working on my man boobs. Trying to get rid of these awkward, lumpy dudes. I'm working on my man boobs. But it's dinner time. My stomach growled like the sound of thunder. Grabbed some Jif and a loaf of Wonder. Started wolfing it down with 19 Pringles too. Ain't nothing funny about my man boobs. And I got another half a ton to lose. Nothing funny about these man boobs. And arteries closing in. Man boobs! My man boobs.
Stellar, Danny.
We're coming into the home stretch now, and it's time to meet our other Oscar winner. We will never forget his performance as the GI in Sayonara, because he won't let us. I speak, of course, of my darling Red Buttons, and I must tell you that on the first night of Passover this month, he held a Seder in his home. And when he asked his young son, Adam, the traditional question, why is this night different from all other nights? Adam responded, because you're not playing a benefit somewhere. It's true. Red is always playing benefits for worthy causes. When he's called, he's there. He's always there. He's a man you can count on to be there, and we're all grateful that now he's here. So welcome the only authentic Yiddish leprechaun I know. Always there, joking and clowning, giving and helping, always there and always, Mr. Red Button.
Thank you, Hal Cantor. My grandfather was a cantor. It's just too bad that he didn't live long enough to hear you tonight. He died in 1901. Besides being a cantor, he was a kosher butcher. And he met a very, very untimely death. A chicken cut his throat. Thank you, Hal. You're a wonderful man. A man who'll do your eulogy, but the money has to be up in front. There's a beautiful person. There's a man right here. Milton Berle. God bless you, Milton. God bless you. We're talking about a beautiful man. We're talking about a man who gave a Polaroid to a guy who had 9 seconds to live. God bless you, Milton. God bless you. Beautiful man, a man who believes you should close Radio City but keep the Rockettes open. Hal, it's true. I am always there. Always there. Joking, clowning, giving, helping. I am there because this is what I do. I don't do anything else. This is my life. You call me, I schlep in. It doesn't matter. This is it. And this is what I do. I am there. And it doesn't matter where. In Detroit, at the annual We Hate Japan parade. I was there. I was hating. I was parading. I was Japanning. I was annualing. I was there. Because this is what I do. This is my life. I was there. In Miami, at a Cuban Yankee go-home rally. I was there. I was rallying. I was yanking. I was Cuban. I was there. Because this is what I do. I don't do anything else. That's why I'm here. In Geneva, at a Henny Youngman Band the Bomb concert. I was banning, I was bombing, I was younging, I was there. Take my bomb, I was there. Because this is my life. That's why I'm here tonight. In Harlem, my friends, at a Lenox Avenue block party to celebrate the Australian Yachting Cup victory. I was there. I was selling. I was braiding. I was yachting. I was cupping. I was there. That's why I'm here. No other reason. In the Catskill Mountains, at a B'nai B'rith seminar for Hadassah housewives on how to pluck a chicken without losing the pipik. I was pipping. I was plucking. I was hussing. I was dossing. I was there. Bensonhurst, at a waiters' union hemorrhoid scratching contest. I was hemming and roiding and scratching, and I waited. I was there. That's why I'm here. In Chicago, at an old age home for retired mafia hitmen who take turns knocking off the night nurse. I was there, I was knocking, I was nursing, mopping, hitting, I was there. Damn it, Milton, I was there. That's why I'm here. At a Lourdes pilgrimage of Spanish herpes sufferers who caught it while dipping to Julio Iglesias. I was dipping, I was pipping, I was herping, I was ripping, I was there. You're damn right, Milton, I was there. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here tonight. That's why I schlepped in from my pal, Milton. That's why I'm here. Be happy, Milton. Be delighted. Be overjoyed. You're getting a dinner. You're getting a dinner, Milton, yes. And if you stop to think about it, Milton, some of the biggest people, some of the biggies in the history of the world never got a dinner. I looked it up, Milton. I looked it up, some of the biggies since the beginning of time. Adam, who said to George Burns, "Dad, can I have my allowance?" Never got a dinner. Moses, who said to the children of Israel, "Wear your galoshes, I never did this trick before." Never got a dinner. King Solomon, who said to his 1,000 wives, "Oh, who hasn't got a headache?" Never got a dinner. Be happy, Milton, be happy. George Washington's dentist, who said to George, "The teeth look good, knock wood." Never got a dinner. Quasimodo, who said to his mother, "Get off my back." And he never got a dinner. General Custer, the first man to wear an arrow shirt, never got a dinner. Sonny von Bulow, who said to her husband Klaus on their honeymoon, "Stop needling me." Never got a dinner. The Invisible Man's wife, who said to Invisible, "I don't care if the neighbors say it looks silly, don't stop." Never got a dinner. Tom Thumb, who gave Mother Goose the finger, never got a dinner. Toulouse-Lautrec, who said to a tall hooker, "I don't have to stand for this." Aladdin, who said to his wife, "I know it's not a lamp, keep rubbing." Never got a dinner. Milton, God bless you, Milton. God bless you. All you've ever wanted to do in your life was to make people laugh. My God, what a noble endeavor to make people laugh. You not only deserve a dinner, you deserve a medal.
This record is the soundtrack for the 5-reel film documentary entitled The Film Guide to Sexual Pleasures, copyright 1975, Pentar Books Incorporated. Please play the first portion of this record before starting your projector. It contains important information and some valuable suggestions. Warning, this film series, as well as this recording, contains sexually oriented material designed for mature adults only. This material is a documentary about sex and may contain highly explicit scenes of nudity and sexual activity. If you feel that this recording and the accompanying film may offend you, please refrain from viewing the film or from listening to the rest of this recording. With a little care and after a few minutes of practice, you will coordinate the synchronization of the films with the soundtrack on this recording to an enjoyable level. Note, that this 33 1/3 RPM record is divided by groove spaces. These areas separate each of the 5 parts of the film. This recording is designed to synchronize with your projector running 18 frames per second. Please adjust the running speed of your projector to 18 frames per second or as close to that speed as possible. Thread your projector and run it until you see the words, "This is a sound film." At this point, stop your projector and place the stylus or needle of your phonograph into the appropriate groove for the reel you would like to project. The first groove following the message you are now hearing is for reel 1. It is followed by reel 2 and so on, with the last several reels on the opposite side of this disc. The record label will aid you in identifying the segments. After placing your phonograph needle in the proper groove, restart your projector and enjoy the effect of sound movies without the need for the special expensive equipment usually required. If the image on your screen seems to be somewhat ahead of the soundtrack, simply stop your projector momentarily, allowing the soundtrack to catch up. With a little practice, I am sure you will obtain satisfactory results. The vagina is the most highly erogenous zone of the female. It is also the most mysterious, magical, desired, and loved part of a woman. Men have caused wars to be waged, sacrificed their fortunes, and given their lives, all for the many rewards and pleasures which women and their prized possession, the vagina, have to offer. The vagina, a narrow elastic duct surrounded by muscular tissues covered by a mucous membrane, is the canal in females leading from the exterior to the womb, and which receives the male penis in sexual intercourse. It is from 8 to 10 centimeters long and is always coated with a secretion which increases considerably during sexual excitement, facilitating penetration by the male organ. This secretion also performs a slight antiseptic function. The walls of the vagina are muscular, a fact which is most important during intercourse and during childbirth. The elasticity of the vagina varies from woman to woman and also changes with age. In very young girls, the vagina is usually very tight, but women who have had frequent sexual intercourse or have had several children usually have a much wider vagina. If a woman remains a spinster all her life, her vagina may retain its useful tightness. Of special erotic sensitivity in women is the clitoris, which of course should always be given special attention. The clitoris is situated on the outer side of the vagina, slightly above the ending of the urethral outlet and approximately 2 to 3 centimeters from the vaginal opening. In its normal condition, it is a slightly bent organ which consists of 2 elongated erectile pouches. It is situated on the outer side of the vagina, slightly above the ending of the urethral outlet and approximately 2 to 3 centimeters from the vaginal opening. At the tip of the clitoris is the glans, the size of a small pea, which is usually visible between the folds of the outer labia. Similar to the male penis, the clitoris is made of erectile tissue, which is highly sensitive. The clitoris reacts strongly and quickly to all forms of touch and becomes larger and harder as a woman is sexually excited. It can then be enlarged to almost 1.5 times its size. The inner and outer lips of the vagina are called the labia. The outer labia cover the entrance to the vagina and act as a protection to the inner labia and the clitoris. The outer skin of the labia is covered by hair of varying thickness. The inner labia are folded back into the vagina, and at the top where they meet together, they form a sort of hood for the clitoris. The inner labia are crisscrossed by a very sensitive web of nerves which react strongly to touch. They, therefore, play a very important part in sexual intercourse and contribute a great deal to the sensory pleasure of the woman and the attainment of her orgasm. The decorative pad of fatty tissue formed by the pubic bones directly above the vagina is called the mons veneris, or the mount of Venus. It is normally covered by pubic hair, which add a decorative pattern to the vaginal area. It is one of the most sensitive of all the erogenous zones, and when massaged or rubbed, gently transmits highly exciting sensations to the vaginal area. Some women find this so sexually arousing and stimulating that they can be brought to orgasm. Many couples are now adding this delightfully satisfying and sexually fulfilling lovemaking technique to their repertoire of effective and joyous sexual activities. In young girls, the opening of the vagina is partially or wholly closed by the hymen, which is a crescent-shaped skin-like membrane. In very young girls, this membrane is tough, but as the girl reaches the age of adolescence, the membrane becomes thinner and thinner. Should the girl remain a virgin after puberty, the tissues gradually toughen once again, and should intercourse occur for the first time in a woman's life, it may become necessary to open the hymen by surgical means. Normally the hymen is broken when a woman has intercourse for the first time, and this may or not be without too much discomfort and bleeding. As you can see from these unbelievably extreme close-ups, there are marked anatomical differences between all the females. And also note the clitoris and its size in relation to the male finger, the truly amazing elasticity of the vagina, the differences in shape, color, and density of the pubic hairs of the 7 models, and especially the graying prematurely pubic hairs of one of the models. Very interesting indeed are the many anatomical differences in the coloring of the vaginal membranes of the models, from a very light pink to a rich dark red. Also, take note of the discoloration of the inner and outer vaginal lips as well as the differences in size of the vaginal opening, from very narrow to very wide. And note how clearly nature aids the vagina with its natural lubrication. Through the ages, sophisticated women have always known the importance and true value of their vagina. They have knowingly seduced men with their wiles and cunning, concealing their vagina under sexy fabrics, which not only enhance the contours, but also bring out its tantalizing scents. Although the normal scent of the vagina varies greatly among women and at different times, it is always sexually exciting and stimulating. Men, wise in the ways of love, sensuously explore every part of the vagina with their eyes, fingers, and tongues, preparing their love partner for the highest levels of sexual excitement. It is most important that men learn all the parts of the vagina, the clitoris, the mons veneris, the outer and inner labias. Women are sensitive, yet they want to be loved and give of themselves fully and uninhibitedly, and men can help them achieve the highest levels of sexual excitement by knowingly and intelligently kissing the vagina, massaging its different parts, gently, passionately, lovingly. By bringing sexual fulfillment and happiness to the woman he loves, a man fulfills himself sexually, spiritually, and physically as well. The breast is one of the most sensitive of a female's erogenous zones. The shape of women's breasts vary in size and firmness and start to develop at puberty. In some cases, the female breasts are not equally developed, asymmetrical. The glands producing milk fully develop during pregnancy. They consist of clusters of 15 to 20 smaller glands, which during that period accumulate the substances from which the milk is composed. Each little gland has its own duct, which terminates in the nipple. The nipple varies greatly in size, shape, and color from person to person, as does its sensitivity. The areola surrounding the nipple is darker in color than the nipple itself. The nipple has an erectile reaction to manipulation, especially in situations relating to sex. Some women can reach an orgasm by having their nipples manipulated. Generally speaking, the sight of the female breast or contact with it produces a sexually arousing reaction in the male. Each man has a different preference as to size, shape, and color of women's breast. Men wise in the ways of making love and definitely aware of the arousal gap realize the importance of stimulating the female's breast. The reaction of the female to sexual stimulation, especially in the regions of her breast, are unbelievable. Blood congestion causes the arteries to pump blood into these extremely sensitive areas, causing them to become even more sensitive, and by the time orgasm has been reached, the breast of the average female will have increased by up to 25% of its normal size. Sophisticated women, knowing well the lure breasts have for men, go to many extremes to make themselves sexually more attractive with breast beautifying treatments. See how clearly the film shows female breasts enlarged by silicone. Also see the surgical scars where the silicone and other surgical materials have been inserted. And also note the many shapes of the female breast listed on official list of female breast shapes used by sexologists and physicians. Breast shapes such as the bud-shaped breast, the bowl, the apple, firm, round, sagging, pear, drooping, and the voluptuous, sexy breast shape. And see how the beautiful models dressed up and accentuate their breasts with sexy bras like the push-up bra and the cup bra and the no bra look bra. And to add more glamour to their glamorous breasts, see how one of the very lovely models applies breast makeup, seductively, invitingly. After all, the breasts have always been sexually arousing to men, and whether exposed, hidden, or uplifted, women's breasts will always be fashionable and a wonderful weapon in the war between the sexes. Buttocks are one of the major erogenous zones of women, and it is a known fact that man's greatest pleasure is in the natural parts of a woman, and second only to the female breast, the buttocks are a visual turn-on. Not too many years ago, the buttocks were taboo as a sex object. Now, with permissive sex attitudes, penetration from the rear and anilingus are considered perfectly normal. Anal sexual practices play as much a part in heterosexual relationships as in homosexual ones. Many men, as well as women, are stimulated by the contemplation of the posterior. They also like to include this part of the body in their sexual practices. The buttocks, the anus, and the ridge between the actual sex organs, perineum, are among the most erogenous zones in both men and women. In spite of this, anal eroticism is still subjected to many taboos. However, with today's more permissive sexual attitudes, heterosexual anal intercourse is being more widely practiced by young people. The latest survey shows that nearly 1/4 of all females, and more than 1/4 of all males, and more than 1/4 of married couples under 35 had performed anal intercourse at least once in the last year. The act itself is relatively safe and sanitary if proper precautions and good hygiene are exercised. Many couples find anal intercourse exciting, pleasurable, and different, and if both partners consent, they should feel free to participate. Naturally, thorough washing is appropriate, and lubricants should be applied to the penis and to the anal opening. This is most important to facilitate entry. If vaginal intercourse is contemplated directly after anal intercourse, the penis should be thoroughly washed to prevent fecal bacteria in the rectum from contaminating the vagina and causing possible infection. As you can see, there are anatomical differences in the shape and size of the various models' buttocks, and the camera's sharp eye gives you an unbelievable close-up of the positioning between the anal canal and the vaginal canal. See the very important anatomical and racial differences of the female buttocks and vagina as these attractive models kneel, squat, bend over, and assume many other rear entry intercourse positions. Especially note the camera shot of the model as she contracts her sphincter muscle and see her anal opening contracting at the same time. You are witnessing the most revealing cinematography close-up shots. Shots revealing the feminine mystique of the female buttocks. Yes, attractive buttocks are a visual turn-on, and the buttocks of both sexes very often favorably respond to erotic caresses, massage, and other forms of stimulation. Pay more attention to the buttocks during lovemaking and see what happens. If your partner's reaction is favorable, it's another plus. Cleanliness is an essential part of sexual attraction. Many women prefer using a douche to clean out their vagina, and the most simple method is to use a syringe or irrigator, which has been filled with warm water mixed with kitchen salt or vinegar or other household ingredient, usually recommended and handed down from mother to daughter. Because of the large demand for feminine cleansing aids, many fine commercially prepared douches are now on the market. There are concentrate or powdered douches, which, when mixed with warm water, have a deodorizing and cleansing effect on the vagina. Also, many types of flavored and scented douches. Concentrates can be purchased through mail-order houses. The flavors and scents range from peach nectar, raspberry, and tutti frutti to champagne and even honey. Also offered are complete feminine syringe kits, ideal for traveling. The kit contains a 2-quart capacity latex syringe bag with strong molded collar and hang-up loop, a vaginal pipe and rectal pipe tubing with shut-off valve for controlled flow, all encased in a waterproof zippered bag. The bulb-type feminine syringe has an 8-ounce capacity. Liquid concentrate packet douches come pre-measured with excellent cleansing, non-irritating, and highly effective chemicals ready to be mixed with 1 quart of water. The most avant-garde of all douches is the completely motorized electric douche machine with motor, encased in an attractive container, which discharges the water at a gentle, even pressure automatically. This very unusual film is now taking you into the exclusively private world of the female. These revealing close-up camera shots have been filmed only recently and have never been shown publicly before. You are witnessing the use of the douche bag, the syringe and bulb-type douching syringe, and you are now learning about the most intimate moments in a woman's life. Douching is a simple, easy method of attaining internal cleanliness. It requires very little time, and the majority of women perform this cleansing ritual regularly. Naturally, each woman uses the type of douche which she finds most suitable for her individual needs. Personal hygiene is of extreme importance for sexual success, and there really is nothing as sexually inviting to a man as the clean feminine smell of a woman. Neglecting personal cleanliness is not only unhealthy, it is an insult to one's sex partner. There is an assortment of essential hygienic products readily available to women, products sold over the counter in drugstores, department stores, and through mail-order houses, which can effectively help women to become sexually more attractive and sexually desirable. One of these products is deodorant towelettes, which can be conveniently carried in the purse or pocket. They are very easy to use. They can be used frequently throughout the day. They cleanse and deodorize the outer vaginal area and keep a woman odor-free all day long. Vaginal foam aerosol sprays are another product which are handy to have around. They keep a woman fresh feeling all day long. They are excellent as after-shower cleansers and keep the body pleasantly scented with tangy fruit flavors such as lemon, lime, and orange. These sprays are mildly antiseptic and come attractively packaged as well. Norforms are vaginal suppositories which are deposited into the vagina by means of a removable plunger. They are most effective when used before retiring. They are mildly antiseptic and do an excellent job of keeping a woman odor-free throughout the night. You are now seeing the most unusual intimate details of feminine hygiene as photographed only recently by the movie camera. As a matter of fact, these film shots have never before been publicly shown. They are your introduction to the feminine mystique, that inner world of most personal involvement which each woman has with herself, how she maintains her sexuality, keeping it fresh, clean, and desirable. You will notice the manner in which the women properly apply the FDS deodorant towelettes, Beano hygiene spray, and the many other vaginal cleansing foams and sprays. Most men believe that the woman who takes good care of herself, her body, and the pride in the way she looks and smells will also take pride in the way she looks after him. And both men and women realize that sex can be especially exciting when the male and female feel clean, fresh, and instinctively appealing to each other.
Fairy tales can come true. It can happen to you if you're young at heart. For as rich you will find to be narrow of mind. If you're young at heart, you can go to extremes with impossible schemes. You can laugh when your dreams fall apart in the seams. And here's those in life gets most exciting with each passing day. And love is either in your heart or on its way. Don't you know that it's worth every treasure on earth to be young at heart? For as rich as you are, it's much better by far to be young at heart. And if you should survive to 105, the best part. You have a head start if you're among the very young at heart. We're not trying to be perfect, right, fans?
¿Recuerdas cuando me dejaste y yo me arrodillé ante ti diciéndote que podía hacerme mal? Bien, sin embargo tú te fuiste y los días no pasaban más y así yo ya he perdido la razón. Entonces, ellos me quieren llevar, ellos me quieren llevar a un bonito lugar divertido y gris donde estos muchachos vestidos de blanco estarán día y noche y seremos felices y daremos saltitos y por eso me quieren llevar. Yo te dije que te amaba, que te amaba, te amaba, te amaba y que nunca te podría olvidar. ¿No? Tú pensaste que era un chiste y reíste, reíste, reíste y ahora ellos no me pueden dominar. Entonces, ellos me quieren llevar, ellos me quieren llevar a un hogar feliz con árboles, nubes y patos y muchas muchachas de eterna sonrisa, dragoncitos y zapatos, pero sin corbata y por eso ellos me quieren llevar. Cociné la comida y limpié la casa, me pegué los botones y surcí las medias y de esta manera me pagas tan ardiente amor. Ya te van a encontrar, ya te van a encontrar y te van a llevar a pasear como a mí a otro alegre lugar especial, especial, especial. Entonces, ellos me quieren llevar, ellos me quieren llevar a un hogar feliz con árboles, nubes y patos y muchas muchachas de eterna sonrisa, dragoncitos y zapatos, pero sin corbata y por eso ellos me quieren llevar. Cociné la comida y limpié la casa, me pegué los botones y surcí las medias y de esta manera me pagas tan ardiente amor. Ya te van a encontrar, ya te van a encontrar y te van a llevar a pasear como a mí a otro alegre lugar especial, especial, especial. Entonces, ellos te van a llevar, ellos te van a llevar a un bonito lugar divertido y gris donde otras muchachas vestidas de blanco estarán día y noche y seréis felices y daréis saltitos y por eso te van a llevar a un hogar feliz con brújulas, niples y gatos y muchas almendras con hipos de suaves bisagras y kilos de cosas y por eso te van a llevar. Con Mr. Trombón y Napoleón Pupi, con Napoleón Pupi, Napoleón Trombón, Mr. Pupi y Napoleón Trombón.
Menstruation is limited to a certain period in a woman's life. This period extends from puberty to the menopause. Menstruation is due to the rejection of the uterine mucous membrane, which in pregnancy is the site of the fertilized egg. The bleeding is the result of the lesion which forms in the inner lining. Should the ovum be fertilized, the rejection process is terminated so that the fertilized egg can become embedded in the mucous lining of the womb, and only as long as the ovaries produce eggs which can be fertilized does the monthly menstrual flow occur. The menstrual cycle, the lapse of time between the end of one period and the start of the next, usually an interval of 28 days, is due to the time it takes nature to restore the lining in the womb after the unfertilized egg has become detached from the womb. The menstrual flow lasts from 2 to 5 days. In periods of physical or emotional stress, the interval and the duration of each menstruation can be subjected to variations. Menstruation can also temporarily cease without the woman being pregnant. Before and during menstruation, many women suffer from minor ailments such as irritability, headaches, and slight nausea. The administration of hormones, under a doctor's guidance, can reduce these symptoms to a minimum. A thorough washing of the vaginal area with soap and water or a daily bath is most essential, especially during menstruation, as the sweat glands are more active during this period. The vaginal area should of course be washed every single day, whether during the menstrual period or not, as the remains of urine and of the lubricating secretions soon may begin to smell strongly. Therefore, vaginal deodorants should be used as they prevent the sweat from the vaginal area from decomposing. These deodorants are especially useful during menstruation. They cut down the odor, especially for those who use an external pad. External pads make odor inevitable, and vaginal deodorants do cut down the smell, although not as effectively as does the use of a tampon or a toss-away cup. Tampons are now the #1 choice of women for use during their menstrual period. They are designed to absorb the menstrual flow. They can be inserted correctly and easily, and they expand to fit the inner contours of a woman. Also, they are designed so they can be simply withdrawn for disposal. The woman who keeps herself clean at all times not only has her self-respect, but she earns and keeps the respect of the man she loves. Various methods of birth control or contraception exist, but none of them can guarantee 100% safety against conception. There are mechanical and chemical contraceptive methods, and the most effective mechanical device is the condom. Among the chemical methods are tablets, caps, jellies, creams, and sprays. But to be as effective as manufacturers claim, they must be used strictly according to their instructions, and preferably in conjunction with a condom. Among the methods used in the past, only one remains popular, the safe period method, which is based on the theory that the female ovum cannot be fertilized except during 10 days of the menstrual cycle. This method is also known as the rhythm method. This method, however, can only be relied on if the woman has regular menstrual periods. It also has the disadvantage of reducing the incidence of sexual intercourse to certain days. On all other days, abstinence or the use of some other birth control method will be necessary. The rhythm method is the only birth control method allowed by the Catholic Church. The pill, unlike many other means of birth control, is not inserted into the vagina, but is taken orally. Its administration, however, must take place under the direction of a doctor. The effectiveness is equally assured among all preparations which are on the market, as long as the instructions are carefully observed. In view of the different side effects various pills may produce, it is advisable to consult a doctor for periodic checkups. Intrauterine devices, coils, loops, rings, bows, are inserted inside the uterus by a physician. After the pill, these devices give the highest success rate. Spermicides are dependable as they kill the sperm. However, used alone, they are not very effective. Diaphragms and cervical caps must be fitted by a doctor, and when used with a spermicide, are quite dependable. The effectiveness of a contraceptive is certainly one of its most important features. When a couple decides to use one method in preference to another, they want to have complete assurance that it will be effective. However, a method which proves effective for one couple may be ineffective to another couple. Throughout the centuries, hair has always played an important part in the sex lives of men and women. The Bible records the strength of Samson was in his hair. Egyptian ladies of high rank, in the days of the pharaohs, used the reddish tints of the henna plant to make themselves sexually attractive. And then again, in contrast, there have been certain societies which have found hair unattractive, so they either plucked it out, cut it, or shaved it off. As a matter of historical fact, during the Renaissance period of Italian history, women shaved or plucked not only their eyebrows but all body hairs. This is highly evident in the paintings of young and beautiful women by the foremost artists of the Renaissance period in Europe. For some reason or other, no one can be rational about hair. In the Mediterranean countries, most women never shave their underarm hairs or leg hairs. They believe a luxuriant growth of hair in these specific areas denotes sexuality, and as long as their men find hair sexually attractive, they will continue to let it be. On the other hand, the English, the Americans, and most Scandinavians feel that underarm hair is unattractive, and so remove this unwanted hair with the use of a razor, special depilatory creams and sprays, and/or electrolysis. Women rarely remove their pubic hair. When they do, it is because their love partners find them sexually attractive that way. Conversely, some women prefer their lovers sexier without any hair, either on their heads, bodies, or sex organs. Of course, professional models in the photographic and artistic fields are often expected to be without any hirsute adornments. In this highly revealing film, you will find a female shave her pubic hair, which allows for a detailed close examination of the vulva and all its parts, the clitoris, the mons veneris, and the outer and inner labias. There are many men and women who prefer a shaven pubis for hygienic reasons as well as for sensual reasons. As we stated earlier, no one can be rational about hair. Autoeroticism means sexual gratification through self-stimulation. The practice of masturbation as a sexual outlet is most evident in adolescence. Myths and misconceptions about masturbation have existed for centuries, yet it is a normal part of growing up. Masturbation is not physically or mentally harmful, and all of the old wives' tales about its consequences are untrue. The only harm masturbation has caused has been the unnecessary guilt and fear individuals have suffered because they believe that masturbation was wrong, sinful, or harmful. As a matter of fact, doctors, psychiatrists, and sexologists all agree that far from being regarded as unhealthy, masturbation is now considered normal, healthy, and an important part of sexual maturity. Masturbation normally begins in early childhood as the exploratory touching or fondling of the sex organs, not done to orgasms. This initial phase passes as the child grows older, but it is usually resumed when the age of puberty is reached, at which time masturbation is frequently practiced to ejaculation, an orgasm in the male, and orgasm in the female. Masturbation can either be brief, with the aim of achieving quick orgasm, or it can be voluntarily extended over a longer time in order to indulge in erotic fantasies. Usually, masturbation produces a quick orgasm, but in some unusual cases, it is extended over a period of hours. Many doctors and psychiatrists recommend masturbation to women who suffer from frigidity, encouraging them to learn about their body's responses in a relaxed and private atmosphere, and although masturbation is not a substitute for vaginal intercourse, it can usually lead to a satisfying orgasm. The latest surveys show that the rate of masturbation in women is on the increase, and this is partly due to the fact that women achieve orgasm more quickly and more surely masturbating than they do when performing coitus. Also, masturbation is a natural way of relieving tensions when sexual intercourse is not possible. Women can masturbate in various ways. The most common is the stimulation of the clitoris with the hand or fingers. At the same time, the inner labia may be stimulated. Internal stimulation of vagina is also possible. This is done by inserting into the vagina either the fingers or an object which may simulate the shape and the movement of the penis. Some women can reach an orgasm simply by compressing their thighs or by touching their nipples. As long as masturbation is not practiced to the exclusion of all other forms of sexual outlets, it is both normal and natural, and there is no reason why a person suffering from sexual frustration should not masturbate to orgasm to relieve the tension. It is only recently, in the latter part of the 20th century, that most doctors, psychologists, psychiatrists, and sexologists have agreed that masturbation is a normal part of growing up and a healthy way of relieving tensions. Many sexologists also believe that masturbation can play a positive role in successful lovemaking. When a woman experiments with masturbation, she learns exactly which parts of her body are the most sensitive and thus will be able to guide her lover during the acts of lovemaking. Vibrators and massage equipment are frequent sex aids used in masturbation, some of which have interchangeable appliances and vibratory speeds. New in America, the Benoit or love balls, which are imported from Japan, are finding favor with a number of women who use them for masturbatory purposes by inserting them into their vagina, supposedly receiving highly stimulating and erotic sensations.
If you want to get a thrill, if you want to see the sights, jump right in. I got an unidentified flying object, yeah. Let's go for a spin. We're going UFOing. We're trying source of flying. We'll glide across the skies. Nobody will believe their eyes. when they think they've seen us, we'll zoom away to Venus. One moment we're in Mexico, like that we're over Idaho. Just tell me where you wanna go in my UFO. We're going UFOing, we're trying saucer flying. We'll glide across the skies, nobody will believe their eyes. Just when they think they've seen us, we'll zoom away to Venus. One moment we're in Mexico, like that we're over Idaho. Just tell me where you wanna go in my UFO. We're going UFOing, we're trying saucer flying. We'll glide across the skies, nobody will believe their eyes. Just when they think they've seen us, we'll zoom away to Venus. One moment we're in Mexico, like that we're over Idaho. Just tell me where you wanna go in my UFO. We're going UFOing, we're trying saucer flying. We'll glide across the skies, nobody will believe their eyes.